After learning about cognitive biases from our readings and videos, I chose to research reactive devaluation. Reactive devaluation is bias where one party discounts or dismisses all ideas and proposals from another party, especially when they have a negative opinion of that party. Another definition that helped my understanding is from Lee Ross, a psychology professor at Stanford University. He says that reactive devaluation is an offer or idea diminishing in value in eyes of the recipient when proposed by an adversary. Now, adversary is a word with a lot of strong negative connotations, but reactive devaluation can occur with people you just don't know or have a neutral opinion of. It's not that their proposal is bad per se, but the personal perception of how useful or valuable it will be to someone is drastically lowered when the idea is presented by a party the recipient has a negative bias against. Essentially, the recipient loses the ability to think of an idea objectively based on their own biases, and these can be subconscious biases too. The term reactive devaluation was actually coined by Lee Ross and Constance Slinger in 1988. They conducted an experiment where they interviewed people off of the street in the United States and asked if they would support a nuclear arms reduction plan if it were proposed by the President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, a third party of anonymous analysts, or Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. Participants that were told Reagan proposed the idea were 90% supportive of it. They were 80% supportive of the analysts and only 44% supportive if they were told that it was Gorbachev's idea. Stanford has conducted similar experiments in the past to evaluate reactive devaluation since and have found similar results. Ross and Slinger note that these reactions imply that attempts at compromise or acts of genuine goodwill with opposing parties will likely fail or be misinterpreted in a negative way and actually harm the relationship more than it will help. You might be able to see reactive devaluation in the process of thinking that occurs after a first impression or from ideas that you heard from others close to you. For example, if a friend that is close to you really dislikes something or someone, and then that person goes on to describe an idea to you, you may discount what they have to say because even though you don't know them and they don't know you, you already have a negative opinion of them. Or an assumption that is often seen in cold negotiations is where each party sees the other as trying to swindle them so that they can get the best deal and using manipulation tactics or trying to sneak something into the fine print so that somebody walks away with a win and somebody walks away with a loss. That is another example of reactive devaluation. Another is a common trope in movies is, two characters meet in a very stressful situation and have to work together, and one will say, well, no, I'm not doing that. How can I trust you? That is an example of reactive devaluation. Reactive devaluation can occur in long-term relationships too. It's not just based on first impressions. As we learn more about people, reactive devaluation can grow or lessen as we build these complex relationships. Some ways to combat reactive devaluation are to take time to read the proposal or really think over the idea multiple times and actually practice taking it at face value, trying to objectively see the terms and the pros and the cons and mitigate any emotional reactions that may arise. And this can be done like through writing or just through taking a step back and sleeping on it and thinking it over. Some strategies that Ross and Slayer proposed were to have a list of concessions each side is willing to make. And if both parties know that they are going to be working together for mutual benefit long term, they say that each party should have a personal list of concessions that they are willing to make and also include like the reason why they're willing to make it and how valuable it is for them to make that concession. They then go on to say that if both parties are hostile with each other, an option is to have one party to take the initiative and extend this list of concessions as an olive branch, as long as they're encouraging the opposing party to do the same. Thank you.